God is not through with me yet. That song right there speaks volumes about this thing called life, about this journey that we go through. And at times, we may have to stop and be patient with ourselves. I know it myself as I'm learning a new task. And if I don't feel as though I get that task right the first time or even the second time, I have to remind myself to be patient as I'm learning how to do something new. And then sometimes we even look at with others that seem as though they may be judgmental when we're trying something new, and we just say, please be patient with me. We think that. Please be patient with me because God is not through with me yet. And that's the message, you guys, everyone, for all of us, that he's not through with us yet. He is still working on us. That's why we're here yet another day. And as I was thinking about this today, it's a new month. It's the beginning of the week and an opportunity for growth and expansion. So as we are starting this day, this new month, we can ask the Lord, what would you have me to do this month, as a way to continue to grow and expand, because he is not finished with us yet. He still has us here. There's still work for us to do. Good morning again, Otis. Good morning. Good morning, Sis Lula. So God is not through with me yet. He is not through with us yet. And so that song speaks volumes, because sometimes we have to remind ourselves when we're going through various things and we want to see the growth. We talked about before with seasons, and we want to see the growth, and we begin to become impatient or discouraged. Remember, he is not through with us yet. We are still here. So on yesterday, we were blessed at our church with a word from above that was presented by our pastor. He prompted our attention to Ezekiel 37, 1 through 11. And the topic was not yet, which seems so appropriate with the song for this morning. And Ezekiel, for those that have read it and, may want to go back and refresh, but it's talking about the dry bones. And sometimes we can feel dry. We can be in that season. I've talked to you all before about even when I, myself, was in dark places. Good morning, bro. Good morning. And I couldn't see the light, and I was in a dark, dark place. But don't you know that he can revive us? He can revive us. I even felt on yesterday that I went through my own personal revival. I remember times before the pandemic when churches would hold revival services to revive. And so he has that power to revive us, that power to heal, that power to restore, that power to give strength to. So as our pastor continued to talk, he discussed with us about how God has a divine purpose and plan for each of us. And we must remember it is not over until he says it's over. So what that brought to me was a lesson that we talked about in our Bible study that came from John 8, 3 through 11. And it was when they brought forth the woman who was caught in the act of adultery. And they were just so determined that she should be stoned, And they continued to question Jesus about whether or not to stone her as it was the law. But Jesus replied to them that whoever did not have sin could cast the first stone. And so I know I'm paraphrasing for you all on this, but I want us to think about this when sometimes we feel as though we are being judged, or sometimes even if we kind of start judging others and we think about when we were in various spots and how even now God is still working on us. He is still working on us. So let's not cast stones. And if someone else attempts to cast a stone at us, do you know what we say? Not yet. He is not finished with me yet. He is not finished with you yet, because he has allowed us another day. Good morning, Sis Valerie. Good morning. So as I stated, we were blessed on yesterday with that word. And what I've learned, we talked about messages Monday a while back. And we talked about how there are messages all around us. And so with each message, we can take it and apply it to what it means to us in our lives. And so for me, that allowed me to see that he is truly, truly still working on us. And our time is not up yet. So even when we may feel discouraged or weak at times, we can go to him for strength. We can go to him and say, Lord, what would you have me to do right now? What step do I need to take? Is this a time to just be still and allow you to work and do what you need to do? Or is it time for me to move and make actions happen? But like I said, we don't have to worry about if he's done with us because we're still here. So not yet, not yet. There is so much work to do. There is so much work to do. And today we will be speaking about Minister Monday. Minister Monday. So we know that in noun form, a minister can be a person authorized to conduct religious worship, member of the clergy or pastor. Also, minister can expand to give service, care, or aid, attend as to wants or necessities. So Minister Monday. There are so many capacities to minister and provide services to our fellow brothers and sisters in Christ. There is a light in you. I don't know if you've realized that or not, but there is a light in you. His light that is used to shine and draw others to it. They want to know more about how your light can shine even in the midst of trouble and storms. And this is an opportunity to minister, to allow others to see what God has done in each and every one of our lives. Because there's this light, and I've seen it in people many, many times. There's this light. And then I've had some people that come to me and they're just like, it's something about you. And I have to tell them, it's not me. It's the things that the Lord has brought me through, the things that he has revealed to me. Good morning, Shahid. And he can do it. He can do it for others as well. So minister, we're all part of that body. And we talk about so many times how we each have our gifts, how we each have our strengths, and the importance of utilizing these things. Growth for ourselves as we actually begin to use our gifts, but also we're assisting others with drawing closer to him for themselves, because there is a personal relationship that we all can accomplish and achieve with him. And then through our personal relationships, he instructs us, our personal relationship with him, he instructs us on which way to go. And I mentioned this several times before, and I'm mentioning it now because I had a very, very unique experience on last week where I had two people to come to me, that had some very insightful knowledge that I actually went to God about. And I said, well, God, if this is the way that I need to go with some things, then I'm following you. I'm following you on this insight, on this confirmation that has been given. So I know at the beginning I said it's a new month, the beginning of the week, and an opportunity for growth and expansion. So I want us to think about that. I want us to think about those things. And I mentioned it before, but I'm going to mention it again because he keeps speaking to me. And as I mentioned before, when he speaks to me about things, I take heed to them, but I also realize that somebody else somewhere may need the reminder. So he keeps speaking about new opportunities, about chances to grow and expand, to step out of our comfort zone, to allow him to use us. And that's another thing that our pastor spoke about on yesterday. Delighting in him and delighting in being used by him, because that is what it's about. That is what it's about, unity and us coming together to support each other. What we talked about yesterday, supporting and success. And so as I stated, the two encounters that I had on last week confirmed that particular message about supporting and success, because I had two different individuals that didn't even have to come to me to say anything, but they did. They did. And so I thank God for that. And I thank God that he continues to give us opportunities. As I say, every day is a gift. Opportunities to grow, to show love, to receive love, and to just allow him to use us in whatever capacity that he sees fit. Because when we think something is impossible, he can do all things. And I want to remind us of that today. All things. I'm sure you can think about some things that when you first started out, you were thinking to yourself, it's just going to be too much. It's just going to be too much. I don't know. I don't have the time. I don't even know if I'm qualified for it. But consulting with him, seeking him, giving him that time to speak to us, listening and being obedient, and stepping out on faith to do those good works. That's what I'm talking about. Minister, music, teaching, arts, acts of service, praying, singing. There are so many ways to minister to others. And I also wanted to put this in here too, that I have learned the importance of being teachable. I talk to my sons all the time because they love playing sports. And sometimes I think that they think that their skills are superior. Don't get me wrong, they're good. And I'm not just saying that because I'm their mom. I'm saying that because they actually practice, they take the time out to do extra. But as I always say to them, your coach has experience. And so when your coach gives you feedback, when your coach is redirecting you to try something new, be teachable. And so I want us to remember that too as we're growing and we're expanding. The importance of being teachable. The importance of recognizing that none of us knows everything, and that sometimes there are people that are in positions that do have more experience, more wisdom, and more knowledge, and they may give us insight. And so what we need to do with that, we can always take it to him, because sometimes you don't know where a person's intentions are coming from, but he's going to lead and guide you. And he places people, like I say, in our lives at moments when we're not even expecting it at times. And that can confirm ways that we can grow, ways that we can allow him to use us even more. So Minister Monday, I want you all to think about that. Think about the gifts that he has blessed you with. The gifts that maybe sometimes you have doubted whether your gift was important. All of our gifts are important. All of our talents are important. Everything that we do is important when we're working for him. No matter what our job role may be at our workplace, we're working for him. We're his children. And he's guiding us and he's leading us. And he wants us to have those abundant lives. But we have to trust him and realize that he's working. And I say this too, and it keeps coming to me. He's working even when we can't see. Good morning, Remy. Good morning. And that's another thing that my pastor said a couple of weeks ago that's been sticking with me, is that many times he gives us things bit by bit because he realizes that we can't handle everything all at once. And on yesterday, our pastor reminded us that as we continue this journey with him, walking with him, that we continue to elevate. He elevates us. And so we know that with elevation comes more responsibilities. So we have to continue to go back to him, go back to the source. And so on yesterday evening, around 5 p.m., I was blessed again by Dr. Rixie Thompson. Dr. Rixie Thompson, a survivorship coach who goes live every Sunday at 5 p.m. And so I have shared her to my page. So as I stated last week, I won't go in depth because a wonderful message. So if you all have time and you want to listen and be blessed again, I don't know about you all, but I take whatever spiritual fill up I can get, because that's what helps to get through each and every day. So she talked about how you are more than enough. You are more than enough. And as I stated, I shared her video to my page, and I'm going to tell you all that she spoke. Every time she speaks about her experience. She speaks about her walk and her journey with Christ. And she encourages others to use the weapons that he has given us. We have to be strong in the word, and know where our faith in him Our faith in him, and we are more than enough. He created us. He created us. And then he provides us with resources and tools to accomplish all things. All things. So remember that. You are more than enough. And as I stated, I shared it to my page. So I pray and hope that you all, if you want that message, like I say, some encouragement, a little extra dose of inspiration, it is definitely there. So you all know how I love to do. I love to provide spiritual nourishment from what I like to call the book of life, but it is better known as the Holy Bible. So let's see what we have for today. Matthew 5:16. So don't hide your light. Let it shine brightly before others, so that the commendable things you do will shine as light upon them, and they will give their praise to your Father in heaven. Matthew 25:40. And the king will answer them, don't you know? When you care for one of the least important of these my little ones, my true brothers and sisters, you demonstrated love for me. Romans 12:9-10. Let the inner movement of your heart always be to love one another and never play the role of an actor wearing a mask. Despise evil and embrace everything that is good and virtuous. Be devoted to tenderly loving your fellow believers as members of one family. Try to outdo yourselves in respect and honor of one another. Good morning, Tommy. Good morning. So as we recap on this Minister Monday, what are we talking about? We all have the capacity to minister to others and allow God to use us to serve the purpose in which he has intended. He is not finished with us. As I state so many times, today is a gift, another opportunity to draw closer to him, another opportunity to show love, another opportunity to receive love. To ask him, what would you have me to do? What more would you have me to do? Because for those of us that have been in darkness, and felt as though we would never see light again, he allowed us to see light again through his love, his grace, his mercy, delivering us, placing people in our lives when we needed them. And so we have that capacity to shed light. We have that capacity to show others through our actions and our good deeds the work that he is doing within us. So I pray that today, somebody somewhere, even if it was me, and I say this a lot of times, that spark to allow God to use you, that it has been reignited, and that we remember that we all have our own way of doing things. So just because someone else may do something one way, do things in your way, the way that he leads you to do them. Because he has work for all of us. All of us. And so like I said, sometimes we need that reminder, a revival, as I stated, that I had to go through on yesterday. And so I'm praying that that happens for you all today. New month, the start of the week, setting goals, achieving goals, allowing him to use you in whatever capacity he sees fit to use you. And he will bring you through. I'm a living testimony. He will bring you through. And y'all already know I'm not coming with anything but positive vibes, love, joy, increasing faith, a sense of hope. A sense of hope. Minister Monday, Minister Monday, Minister Monday.